Thank you so much for joining me here today. I really appreciate your time. I just have a few questions for you. We'd like to know how your experience went with your sales manager. I know you got your panels installed a while back, but if you can share with us your customer service experience.
Absolutely. So my customer service experience was excellent. I apologize. I don't recall the name of my sales manager, but my experience with them was that they were very, very well informed with regards to the product, very attentive, and was attentive with me through the entire portion of the process, from the beginning while everything was going on, while it was being installed, and after. So I had an incredibly good experience throughout the whole thing. They also did a really nice job of getting me to the project that I ended up doing. I actually originally contacted the company because I have some vacant land near my house and I was looking to do a solar farm. And the sales manager was very knowledgeable with regards to my home state and why that wouldn't work for me, and then transitioned me into doing it on my house.
That's fantastic. Now that it's on your home, can you give us an example of some of your utility bills and the differences that you've seen now that you've gone solar?
Sure. So I, like everybody else, 17 years ago, built the big stupid house because that's what we all did. We all built the big stupid house. So my house has a pretty significant carbon footprint. And I had a jacuzzi at the time, I had a tanning bed, I had a lot of stuff. So the house, it's not electric heat, but it definitely used quite a bit of electricity. So I was glad to get away from that. And I live in Northern Illinois, so most of our sun is in the summer, and then in the winter we can get some sun, but not a lot. What I saw was my utility bill is essentially zero through the entire summer months. And there's still a charge for like the delivery of the electricity or whatever, but it's zero. And then in the winter, I have a credit that carries me, depends on the winter, but most of the time close to, maybe not quite the entire winter, but pretty close. And with the cost of the panels, I did the math and I figured it would be about 7 years before I broke even, but that number actually ended up lower. I'm pretty sure I'll be there at like 5 at a break-even point. And so from then on, my electricity is essentially free.
Amazing. That is so great. And definitely thank you for sharing that with us. Now, last question for you. Can you share with us why you decided to go with Green Home Systems instead of all of the other solar companies at that time?
Well, I honestly, I found you guys on the internet and you had done a bunch of solar farms. And that's why I initially contacted you, was to put a solar farm on this vacant land that I had. And as I said, the salesperson that I communicated with, I remember it vividly. It was an evening like this. It was dark. It was later on in the evening. And he looked my house up on Google Earth and immediately transitioned me and said, well, there's no more licenses for solar farms in Illinois. This was a while ago. Obviously now there's a lot more. And he said, but your house is perfect to do this on. And he pulled it up, and it is. It's a exposed lower level ranch, and the roof does not have a super high pitch, so it's got a huge roof. And I have no trees near the house. There's, like close to the house, there's a lot of trees in the backyard, but they're back further. So it gets full sun all day. And so he immediately moved me into putting solar panels on my house, which is not why I called and not what I was interested in doing. But after talking to him, and then he right away had a follow-up for me and had an email that had a diagram as to how it would all work and how it would be done. And I forget who you contracted with locally in order to perform the work, but they were very professional and everything went incredibly smoothly. I'm happy that I did it. Very happy that I did it when I did, and that I've had the panels on my house for a long time, and I had nothing but a very positive experience.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your feedback today. That has been very helpful. And thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. Thanks for asking me.